Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks, and I just did a video. I called it Laser Tips and Tricks because it didn't really have anything to do about Corel. But I thought I'd do a few changes to this and make your wine box anyway. And I'm going to put these three links. There's some free products. This is the link to get the wine box and the company's website. And if you didn't watch that one, it's a pretty cool wine box. It goes together really easy, and I explain couple more things in it. But if you wanted to make it your own, and I think you get 6 files of different shapes. This one's got kind of a rounded edge, but that doesn't really matter. We can go here and take the virtual segment delete key and just swipe through there and get rid of some of this interior lines. Just make sure you don't do anything to do the outside. And you can do the same thing. And whenever you get into a point like that, it just won't work. Go up to Object and ungroup it and see if you can't cut that line now. And we did. And now, and I'm going to do the same thing to this one. And we could actually go up to Object and maybe ungroup it and then just select all these interior parts and just delete them. You do need all this stuff. And then what I would do is take this object and see, now we've kind of messed it up, but if you group it back together, Control G, and I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees, and because to me it'd be a lot easier to embellish, and you could do anything. You could engrave on it, you know, like when you get the file, this is going to come, and this is pretty good. This is vector engraving. These are hairlines. So you would just do it lightly, but you could do a lot of things with it. You know, you could take a box, and I'm just throwing out some suggestions here, take an ellipse and go like this, and maybe Control D and make a duplicate, make that box bigger, and then Control D, Control D, Control D, and just kind of play around with that and just kind of imagine that, well, we don't want any of these lines, and we don't want any of these lines, and make sure you get them all. And even though there's going to be some little bitty fracture lines there, make sure you get them all. And then you need to think about the solid box, and we're going to go ahead and take away this, and then take away every other line, and actually delete that line, and actually delete that, delete that. And when you do, now your new item is going to have a design in it. And if we take the Smart Fill tool is not going to work really well on the living hinge, but you see what you're going to get. That's going to be see-through in your box. And this is the kind of stuff I really like doing. And then you could actually take that design and Control D and mirror it, and then grab it all and possibly see what happens if we weld it. Didn't work, but we could try back minus front, front minus back. So it's not going to really work in this case. So you're going to have to use the virtual segment delete key. I do not think the intersect tool is going to work. Nope. But to make this work, all you have to do is just take your virtual segment delete key and delete these lines, and have a pattern, you know, go through it. You've just got to be thinking about every red line it's going to cut, so you don't want it to cut, you know, like double, and just kind of use your imagination. And if you use the Alt key, you can draw in a line and do stuff like that. I think I've got a little bit of it. Nope, everything's good. And then just do the same thing to this line. I'm going to hold down the Alt key and just stretch through there. Hold down the Alt key and stretch through here, stretch through here, stretch through here. And now that's all one unit, and it's going to stay in there. Let's draw a straight line so it does not interfere with the living hinge, but let's take the Smart Fill tool. That's what your design is going to look like. These pieces will be gone. So everything in blue is going to be gone. Everything in white is going to stay there. And if you kind of look at it like this, take a yellow box, fill it in with yellow, go to Object, Order, Backup Page. That's what your design's going to look like. The yellow's going to be gone, the blue's going to be wood. So you could really play around with this and do a lot with it. And because of the fact that it's, you know, this, you could use this. Let me get all the smart fill out of the way. You could actually Control G to group all that together, and you could have it in there twice. Hit the plus key and use the control button. Whenever you use the control button, you need to start moving it first, or it'll, so you could have that same design in there twice, and do that on both sides or either side, and then put the customer's name or anything on there. You know, you could engrave it, you could put grapes on it. Anyway, but I will put these links at the bottom of the video so you don't have to type them out. I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.